There's a lot of great food in Disney World. Unfortunately, it can also get pricey. So today we're trying to eat for the whole day in Disney's Hollywood Studios for under $50. And there are a few catches. We have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All of them have to be entrees, and we have to get a snack or specialty beverage as well. On top of that, one of those meals has to be a sit-down meal with a server, a waiter. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us today finding those cheaper, still delicious options around Hollywood Studios, but I am pretty excited to eat. It's bright and early, it's 9 a.m. and we are rope dropping breakfast. A normal thing to rope drop, but everybody rope drops. No one's going to Rise the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash or Tower of Terror, no. They're going to breakfast. Well, at least that's what we're doing today. Because that's our challenge, that is our goal, is to eat for the whole day in Hollywood Studios without breaking the bank. Our breakfast stop is going to be Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land. Now this spot is extremely popular, especially as the day goes on. The line will get super long and the mobile order windows will get farther and farther out. But at breakfast, it's actually pretty easy to pop over here. So I went ahead and mobile ordered before I even made it in the park my breakfast here at Woody's Lunchbox, and now I get to just mark I'm here, prepare my order, walk up and grab my delicious breakfast tacos. One of the famous items at Woody's Lunchbox in the afternoon and evening is the tacos. Now, this isn't called breakfast tacos, but that's what it is. This is the breakfast bowl. It is $8.79 for a hearty portion of potato barrels smothered in smoked brisket country gravy, scrambled eggs, and a sprinkle of green onions. I love to add hot sauce to this. I think it's absolutely delicious, and this is actually my favorite breakfast in Hollywood Studios. Now, the reason we're here for breakfast is because this is actually the cheapest of the 3 main breakfasts I would recommend, but it's not the only option you have. We got the breakfast bowl here. You can also head to Fairfax Fair and grab a Mickey waffle platter. Also pretty cheap, gonna be under $10. And also for around $10 is the breakfast Ronto wrap in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Those are the 3 best, like, inexpensive grab-and-go breakfasts that I recommend here. But this is actually my favorite because I am a sucker for that brisket gravy. And I love anything that's all in a bowl together. And I love breakfast potatoes. So really this calls to me on a deep level. My favorite thing from Woody's Lunchbox all day. The tots are crispy and fresh. That brisket gravy is insane. It's acceptable for me to eat barbecue for breakfast. The eggs are even pretty good for being made like en masse. The best thing is the tots are fresh as all get out because I came here first thing in the morning. They're like super crispy, smoky flavors from the brisket, just delicious. This is definitely either, if you need a big breakfast, this is plenty. Or if you want to share, cut down on that budget even more. You can get it like this, or you can get the kids one, which is under $6. What a way to start the day. So for under $9, we've got a breakfast that I'm gonna call 5 Han Solos out of 5. This is another big thing we'll be doing today. Free water cups. Great way to keep your budget down is to not pay for that bottled water. It can get really expensive. All quick service locations have free water cups. They will give you, if you ask, free ice water. They gave me 2 because they're little, and I asked for 1, and they were like, just stay hydrated. It's hot as all get out. And they are right. All right, I'm gonna finish this up, and I will see you all at lunchtime. Hello, and welcome to the lunch portion of our video. We are headed now to a spot that I think doesn't get as much talk as it should. It's really delicious. It has a ton of seating, and all of that seating is in air conditioning. So I think I'm really hooking you up here if you're coming, especially in those warmer months. We're headed to ABC Commissary. ABC Commissary is an ABC themed restaurant. Yes, really, for real. It's pretty interesting. There's ABC shows are represented on the walls and in the theming. And then when you're inside, sometimes you'll see props from beloved ABC shows. You know, it's not what I'd expect from a theme park restaurant, but it is what we got. Now, ABC Commissary used to be one of those basics places that we would have told you to skip. But a few years ago, they redid their menu, and now it's kind of awesome. We're gonna get a favorite of mine from here today that is kind of heavy, very filling, and extremely delicious. But we're gonna mobile order so that we don't have to wait in that line. Now, while we're waiting on our lunch to be ready, let's talk a little bit more about some inexpensive lunch options in Hollywood Studios. We've got here at ABC Commissary lots of stuff on the menu here. Pork carnitas tacos, a Mediterranean salad, both cheaper than what we were getting. And then there's also shrimp tacos and all of that for like $1 more. Backlot Express right around the corner is gonna have chicken tenders, burgers, your basic. Pretty good quality. They've also got the good honey mustard, if you know, you know. And that spot is also gonna be relatively inexpensive. Rosie's All-American Cafe, not my favorite, but an amazing plant-based option there with the plant-based lobster roll. Pizza Rizzo, also not a favorite of mine. Apparently also has an amazing plant-based option. And then you could also do Ronto Roasters. A Ronto wrap is a great thing to do. It's going to be around the same like $10 to $15 range. Another great cheap lunch to keep you under budget. Now we're going like a couple of dollars less than we could to get kind of an iconic eat here that I'm really excited to show you guys. We might have to sacrifice some enjoyment of our snack. We're still going to get a snack. It just might not be what I was hoping for. We've acquired the buffalo chicken grilled cheese. Comes with buffalo sauce for dipping, as well as some steak fries. You can also get it with apple slices or an arugula farro salad instead. But a really popular, really delicious meal if you like that buffalo chicken flavor. And it is one that is only $11.99. Insanely cheesy, absolutely packed with perfectly cooked white meat chicken. Tons of buffalo flavor in the sandwich itself, but not so much that you're like, ah. But then you can also dip it. There's not enough buffalo flavor for you. The steak fries are big and meaty and delicious. Who doesn't love steak fries? On Tuesdays and Saturdays, we have premieres on the AllEars.net YouTube channel where you can watch a video premiere live with us in the chat. Super fun. When I told the chat what I was doing today, that I had $50 to eat every meal in Hollywood Studios, they were like, well, $50 can buy you 4 buffalo grilled cheeses. And they're not wrong. My stomach would hate me if I did that though. But this is delicious. Now, here's where things are getting a little tricky, because for us to get what I want for dinner for our big finale, our snack has to be under $4.22. So we're gonna find something. We are. I have an idea. Oh, I could just get a banana for $2.50. I don't know. I think we can get something a little more exciting than a plain banana. Maybe not by much. But I know that you can get a cup of tomato basil soup at Woody's Lunchbox for under $4, which it's really delicious tomato basil soup. It's just also 90 degrees out and not really what I would call tomato basil soup weather. So we're gonna see if we can find something else. And I have a plan for if nothing catches our eye before we get there. We have made it to Sunset Boulevard. Lots of dining options on Sunset Boulevard. Now, our budget is currently limited, so I want to talk a little bit about some snacks I might recommend a little more if you got a little extra room in your budget. I really recommend the Wookie cookie that you can get at Backlot Express. I recommend the carrot cake whoopie pie that used to be called the carrot cake cookie that you can get at Trolley Car Cafe, aka the Starbucks. The Outpost popcorn mix is really delicious. Regular popcorn, Mickey bar is delicious. There's gelato in the Muppets Courtyard that is so good and great for a hot day. But if you're like me, you're adhering really aggressively to a budget and you just need something to hold you over between your 2 bigger meals of lunch and dinner, then boy do I have the place for you. We are headed to Anaheim Produce, which is right behind me. This is going to be your location in this park to find fresh fruit. They've also got cold drinks. They have a couple of alcoholic beverages like frozen margaritas. Fresh fruit in the Disney parks is more expensive than it will be at the store, but it can really be a lifesaver. It's about $2.29. But I'm not going for the fresh fruit. I'm going for something that is the same price, will keep us under budget, that I find extremely energizing during the hottest part of the day, and that is a pickle in a pouch. Pickles in pouches are an extremely iconic Disneyland treat, and for some reason they're not as exciting here in Disney World. People don't really jump for the refrigerated deli pickle, but for me, this is the perfect thing to get a little salt, a little energy in your system. It's 0 calories, and it is cold and refreshing. I think it even helps to hydrate you, and it can help settle your stomach. For me, a pickle is the way to go when I'm just trying to grab a quick pick-me-up that does not break the bank at all. It's one of the cheapest things you can physically eat in Disney World at just $2.29. So here we are, pickle in a pouch. The wonderful cast member Connor dropped a couple other little tidbits of budgeting knowledge that I want to share with you guys as well. Obviously, pickle, $2.29, fruit, $2.29. I shared that. That's going to be the cheapest stuff to eat in the parks. However, a couple of other ways to save money that we haven't touched on today is kids meals. Now, part of this challenge is that we are not doing kids meals, but anyone can buy a kids meal at a quick service restaurant, and kids meals are typically like half the price of the grown-up meals, maybe a little more or less depending where you go. But that tachos we had for breakfast this morning, the kids meal is like under $6 compared to the under $9 that we paid. So if you want a smaller portion, if you're able to eat a smaller portion, or if you're feeding your kids, kids meals, kids meals, kids meals, kids meals. We honestly constantly eat kids meals in the parks when we're not eating for the actual video, because they're a much better portion. Disney portions are huge and it still gets us full. Oftentimes it'll come with bottled water and apple slices, and it's just like a much more well-rounded meal. I love a kids meal in Disney World. Another tip that he shared is that if you are on the dining plan, your quick service meals will come with a beverage, and that can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Now, if you choose the alcoholic beverage every time, you're going to save a lot of money over the course of your trip. So that was just a fun tip he shared with me. And then you could like buy a bottled water out of pocket, or just get your free water. Look at us, as long as you're staying hydrated. If you don't stay hydrated in the Disney parks, I will find you. And not in a fun way, like, hey, let's take a picture together. I'll find you and I will yell at you. I won't do that, but like, I want to in spirit, because I really want you to take care of yourself. One way that you can do that is with a pickle. I'm tired. I think you can tell in this video. So good. And it's deli style. So it's that type of pickle that for some reason you can't get in the grocery store ever. It's never right. But this tastes like deli pickles. It's just not in a spear, it's a whole pickle. And it was under $3. And it means we can have a pretty exciting dinner. Dinner time. All right, this is where we are going to get that waiter service, table service experience, even though we're gonna do it at a lounge to make it a little bit cheaper. We are headed to the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. We got a good amount of money left, but not a ton. I'm gonna show you a really amazing entree that you can get here so that we can stay under budget. I'm really excited about this because this is one of my favorite spots to dine at the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. There are not reservations. There are reservations for the actual Hollywood Brown Derby, but for the lounge, you're gonna use the walk-up wait list. Now, earlier in the day, it's a little easier to join. Later in the night, it's a little easier to join. But around those peak meal times, you're going to find it a little more difficult, especially around dinner, to get a table here. Typically, the wait list can be full. Sometimes the wait can be an hour or more. For me, it was just 10 minutes right now, so not too shabby. And by 10 minutes, that meant 1 minute. Hollywood Brown Derby is themed to the restaurant of the same name, the famous restaurant over in California. Inside, you'll find a really like upscale space with sketches of celebrities on the walls. It's really awesome. The lounge is the outside portion. Now, while I wait for my food to come out, let's talk about some other dinner options that will keep you from breaking the bank. So the biggest one is obviously to go quick service and not table service. That's the easiest way to not break the bank at any time. Some of the same options as lunch work great for a quick service dinner. ABC Commissary, Docking Bay 7, a lot of those are going to have entrees that are under $15. Great for not breaking the bank. They've got great kids meals and things like that. And at Docking Bay 7, I would even say things can be a little more upscale, although they are like weird space food. Now, I'm in kind of the only spot in Hollywood Studios where you're going to be able to have like a sit-down meal in a lounge setting instead of doing a full table service meal. And this is like going to be the only place that you can do that. There's not a ton of options for that in Hollywood Studios. So if you want to sit down, you're probably looking at a little bit more expensive, but you can honestly come out without spending too much at 50s Primetime and Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater if you order right. And then if you're okay with doing just kind of like a snacky dinner, Baseline Tap House can be a great option to get that loungy feel, and doing like charcuterie and pretzels, and they have like a steak puff, fun stuff. But this is definitely my choice for an inexpensive but still nice sit-down meal in Hollywood Studios. They moved my table because they didn't move my table. They moved me to a different table because it had started to rain. But this was open, so they just moved me right under here. So now I am not in the rain, and my salad is here. This is the famous Brown Derby Cobb salad. It is a $25 salad, so a little pricey for a salad, but in my opinion, very worth it. It's got protein, avocado, blue cheese, eggs, bacon. I said protein as if it was a thing, but you know. tomato, tons of salad dressing. She came and cracked some fresh black pepper on it. I love this salad. It is so delicious. It is so worth being our like more splurgy item on our low spend day. This is like the most perfectly proportioned salad in the entire world. The dressing is so perfectly like a touch of acidity, a touch of creaminess, mixes into the salad perfectly. Everything is chopped finely, so every bite you're like not fighting with any long pieces of lettuce or anything. The avocado adds to the creaminess. The bacon is perfect from a textural perspective and obviously from a flavor perspective. I love the taste of the hard-boiled egg. I'm not even the biggest fan of Cobb salads, but this Cobb salad is on another level. If you like salads at all, I think you should give this one a try. And it's super filling, it's super delicious, and it's $25, and you can get it walking up. So I think a win for our challenge today. Ready for our final total? So for an entire day of eating in Hollywood Studios, that's breakfast, lunch, dinner at a place with a waiter, and a snack, we totaled $48.07. So that's how not to break the bank in Hollywood Studios. Of course, if you really want to not break the bank, you can also bring your own food. Or you can eat breakfast at the hotel in your room, have groceries at the hotel to have Pop-Tarts and stuff in the morning, skip some of those meals and keep that number going down, lower, lower, lower. Tons of way to save money, but you can also eat a lot of great Disney food without breaking the bank. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go watch us eat around Epcot World Showcase. I'll see you there.